What's cracking? It's your boy Chris coming back to you in another video. Yo, I am back again to record. I told y'all I was gonna be posting regularly. This is my first upcoming video. I've debated heavily on doing this video because it's honestly a little personal, and people that know me are immediately know who I'm talking about and immediately gonna know exactly what's going on. Haven't seen the title of this video, go ahead and check it out, but this is kind of self-explanatory. I'm talking about my worst relationship experience ever. I'm talking about this was down bad. This was between the time where I was kind of disappearing and I was trying to figure out if I could still be in the spotlight, and ultimately I figured out I just couldn't be in the spotlight because of the stuff I was going through as far as like pride wise and everything of the sort. I didn't want to be in the spotlight, so that's what it was. Hold on, let me adjust this camera. Give y'all some more view of me. Yeah, but like I didn't want to be in the camera for real, so I didn't know. But like I didn't want to be in the camera for real, so like I decided not to be. And since I wasn't, and I didn't put myself in the spotlight, I kind of just was doing my own thing and was kind of just excuse me, man. Excuse me. Yeah, get out of the way. I'm probably not editing that out. But like, yeah, I wanted to do my own thing. I wanted to kick it. I wanted to hang out. I wanted to do this, that, and the third. I wanted to be unadulteratedly me for a time being, where no one knew where I was, no one knew what I was doing. And third, I hung out with consistently amount of like 2 to 3 people tops consistently throughout my entire thing. Move, cat. Throughout my entire thing, I was doing like 3 things consistently, hanging out with 3 people consistently. I was honestly on a downward spiral, but the spiral was low-key going up and down at the same time, and it was making me like thoroughly insane while I was doing all this. Hold on. My bad, had to kick the cat out. Cat was doing a whole lot. I tried recording this one simple part like 5 times. It took me like 30 tries because she knocked over the camera like 3 times. But here nor there. Back to what I was saying, I ended up going down to Tennessee for a little bit with my dad. I ended up kicking it and like meeting some really cool and amazing people that I honestly figured that changed my life thoroughly. I'm gonna upload some stuff for that on Instagram and stuff like this. Y'all can check that out and see what it's about. But I was down in Dayton, Tennessee, which is basically a small sleepy town in Tennessee that literally no one's heard about. But in Dayton, Tennessee, they had stuff from literally everybody's state. Like every street is named after a state, a city, somewhere else, from another major big city. Which is weird, I'm getting on a tangent, that's the point. But I'm kicking it down there and I end up meeting this girl. For the sake of the video, we're gonna call her Jay. I end up meeting Jay on this app or whatever, and we're talking, we're kicking it, we're FaceTiming all the time, we're doing this, that, and the third, and we're basically like living life for real. And like she's up in the city of Cleveland, you know, she home, and I'm down in Dayton, Tennessee. I'm completely out the way, I'm completely far off, I'm here nor there. But we're FaceTime, we're communicating, we're in this relationship, situationship, whatever you want to call it. And I essentially decided I'm going to rush my way back to Cleveland. I'm not going to take my time. I was really supposed to stay in Tennessee for about 6 to 7 months and figure myself out. Didn't make my way back up there. I was down there for about a month and a half. The girl had me completely whipped. I was up there. As soon as I got up here, first thing I did was go and see her. First thing I did was, I didn't even kick it with my homies. I didn't go see my family, none of that. First thing I did, we went to the mall, we kicked it, we went to the movies, we did all that. And then fast forward a little bit, and we're going to the haunted house. You know, before then, everything's kind of cool, a little touchy here and there. And the third, I'm starting to see the red flags. Red tape before I continue this. She is a Christian, diehard, 100% non-denominational Christian. She is 100% with it, down for the cause, all that. And me personally, seeing this, looking at this, I'm like, wow, bugging, low key, because like everything that me and my homie and my twin and all of that we do was against what she did and her parents did and all this other third. So I had to be a completely different person for me entirely to fit in with her family and all this other stuff. And honestly, I didn't like it. My homies didn't like it. They didn't like the fact that when she came around, we had to low-key fake how we were doing, how we were handling certain situations. We couldn't smoke for real. We couldn't do this, that, and the third. I had to walk on eggshells to make sure I could keep this relationship because I thought it was what was for me. I thought this girl was it. Like, I bullshit you not. I thought this girl was it. I thought this was the wife. Stuck. But she wasn't. And the more and more we talked, the more and more we said, the more and more I started to realize that we kind of wasn't. But I put it in the back of my head. I didn't want to believe it. I'm like, okay, I'm going to make this work. We're going to put it through. We're going to make this work. We're going to put it in a relationship. Like a relationship's supposed to be. You're supposed to put in the work. I'm putting in the work, and we go to this haunted house. And as we decide to go to this haunted house, me and my twins smoked beforehand. We smoked beforehand. We high as fuck. We know we about to go to this haunted house. Me and him is preparing. He don't like scary shit. I don't like scary shit. We both agree we gonna be high as fuck throughout this entire thing. We get high. We pull up on my homie. We call her the shorty at the time. We pull up on the shorty, and we ended up like linking up with her. We go up to Jay's house, and Jay's like, "You want to meet my parents?" Me high as fuck, not thinking. I can hide this. If I can hide smoking from my grandmother and this and the I can hide this from your parents long enough. No glasses to hide the red eyes. Hood messed up. I had a water stain on this hoodie exactly. I was wearing this hoodie exactly. I had a water stain about right here. I was looking busted because I was not prepared to meet her parents at all. I thought we was picking her ass up. We were going straight to the haunted house. It was unforeseen at all. We get there. I go inside. Her mom immediately knows I'm high. Immediately. Without fail. She's like, yeah, you want something to eat? This and that? I'm like, fucking screw. Might as well play it off. Use my charismatic attitude. Try to get it through. I go in there. It's an ambush. Whole ass ambush. Her auntie in there. Her uncle in there. Her father in there. Her mama in there. Her little brother in there. All of them in there sitting in this little ass kitchen. In this amazing ass house. And I'm like, this is a whole fucking setup. In my head, I'm like, this is a whole fucking setup. But in reality, I'm like, okay. My heart racing, I'm pounding, I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. I'm trying to talk my way through this. I'm high as fuck, I'm stumbling. I do the worst fucking thing ever. I stumble over a chair, backing up from them as they walk towards me to keep them from smelling the weed that is on me at the time. I was sick. So after we do that, we walk outside or whatever. I thought I would shake my hand, say hello, this, that, and third. They offered me a drug test, so automatically knew it was like, yeah, I done failed. 100% failed. So like, we go outside, her dad like, yeah, she can go, but she can't ride with y'all. And y'all gotta think about your relationship. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not gonna stop what I'm doing. But like, I'm gonna tell them that I'm gonna stop what I'm doing. So I tell her, yeah, this, that, and third, I'm done. I'm not gonna do it no more. We stopping. Immediate red flags. So I start seeing all the little red flags. She's 100% down with whatever her parents say, no matter what's going on, this, that, and the third. She is 100% convinced that her parents' word is law, and it made me so mad. But while I'm in this situation, I'm also in the previous situation of being kicked out, and I'm dealing with all this other stuff, and I'm currently living in, like, during this point in time of the story, I'm in a transitional place where they're getting me an apartment, I'm setting up stuff, I'm making money, I'm doing that and the third, I'm trying to get back on my feet. And I'm doing all this stuff while also entertaining a whole relationship and holding on to the key friendships that I need to hold on to. This relationship is making it real hard for me to do anything over here because I'm too focused over here. So the more and more we do stuff, and then we start to argue, we start to butt heads, we start everything in that sort. We mashing for real. Ain't nothing really getting along, but we get along just fine. Then we do the do. We do the do, and it hit a whole different level. She's totally on a whole different level of what the fuck I thought was gonna be. And then we get to a point where I get a voicemail. Bullshit you not. Most suspicious voicemail of my life was clicked to me. This isn't it. I'm done. So I get the voicemail, and you can clearly hear in the voicemail that something that don't sound right. You were the moaning and shit. You like, but she adamant on this, not that, and the third. It wasn't me. So instantly like, yeah, cap, done. So then I move the fuck on. I let it go. This is about the end part of the relationship. Like at this point, I'm through, but I'm not necessarily through because I still like her a lot. So I'm like, okay, let me be down, man. Overlook this. Then we start arguing some more. And then she like, oh, I'm pregnant. Yeah. So I'm sitting here. I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do? This and the third. And it hit me. If I did this, I did this. I'm taking responsibility for it. I'm gonna handle it. We're gonna do it. Then it comes from the question, oh, I'm not pregnant. I'm pregnant. I'm not pregnant. I'm pregnant. I'm not pregnant. And after like the fourth time of doing this shit, I'm like, fuck it. Let's go and get a test. Let's get a blood test. Wherever you're pregnant, I'll stick around for the baby. You're not, I'm through. We're no longer communicating after this. She gonna get the blood test. She not pregnant. I am through. We break off all this, that, and the third. Her friend get real fucky in my phone. She's talking about, you don't deserve to breathe the same air, this, that, and the third. They get the blowing down on me. I decided to be the petty king. I took screenshots, I took voicemails, all of that. I said all that shit to her fucking parents. I was not playing. Her parents is Christian than hell. If they knew she was out here having sex out of wedlock and doing all this other stuff, they was gonna disown her. I was like, you blowing down on me for something you did? Now you better take consequences for all your actions. So I sent her father the screenshots, the voicemail of her moaning in the phone, all the conversations, this, that, and that. I spilled the beans. I was like, This will be my one act of pettiness for the entire year. I was petty as hell. I sent that to her mom. Her sister and all them, bro, why you do that? Why you do that? You know she freaking out. She had a panic attack. She was in the hospital. I'm like, bro, I don't care. I don't care. One out of all of this, I was trying to end this peacefully, nicely, and we moved the fuck on. You took it to a point where you were like, get your friend involved, your friend my number, this, that, and the third, and you were being childish. So you know what I did? I decided to be childish too, and my childish is way harder than your childish, and she learned that very, very fast. Go. Yeah. Yo, so my bad, my camera killed out on me. It is like the second time I've had to dabble out on these. Maybe I should just get a camera. That might just be the thing, but where I left off was, I was talking about, oh yeah, at the end of the relationship, the second and third, I might have to do a little recap and might backtrack a little bit. But yeah, that was basically the entire relationship in a nutshell. It was one of the worst things ever. After that, I spent an entire time avoiding relationships. Right now, I'm focused on myself. I'm not really worried on relationships, second and third. I'm trying to be a slut. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm trying to be a whole slut. At the same time, I'm not, because that's a whole lot of energy and time you gotta put into being a slut. Not for me. But at the same time, this is basically one of the worst relationship experiences of my life. And if I had to give you, as a viewer, some advice at the end of this video before killing off, don't compromise who you are for a relationship that's not worth your time. Don't compromise what you do, what your aspects are, what your views are, how you manage, how you live, for someone who won't do the same for you. If there's no compromise in that relationship, there's no communication, there's no this, there's no that, there's no love. I don't care what they say. They can say they love you up and down. If they're not willing to bend over, I'm not saying bend over backwards, but if you're bending over backwards and they're not bending at all, get your ass up. There should be no reason for both of y'all to be bending over at the same time trying to do the same shit. Makes totally no sense. So for my advice to you, don't compromise yourself for nobody. Don't do it. I compromised and I put myself in a situation that hurt me. And I had to pick up my pieces. So now I'm telling you, don't compromise for anything. But anyways, that was the end of this video. If y'all like it, comment, subscribe. Share this with a friend that's kind of going through the same thing and they need to hear this and they need to get it through their skull that they need to stop compromising for people that won't do the same shit to them. And you're going to have it made. Without fail, CTD, signing out.